Welcome back, everybody, to the John Rondi Show. Eric Preist, undefeated middleweight boxer, 16-0, 8 knockouts, ranked number 4 in the U.S., correct?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Quick shout out to Vibes dating app, for connecting us indirectly. We were not on the app looking for each other, but we did connect at
The Palm Tree Festival. Yeah.
Palm Tree Festival.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
So
The Vibes
shout out,
event, yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Josh.
Shout out
He was
Josh.
actually sitting behind the
Shout out
camera,
Josh, yeah.
ironically, today.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
I have a lot to ask you today, but you were telling me a story off camera about Johnny Manziel, which I thought was awesome. So if you want to reshare that story, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, it was, obviously, Scottsdale's, we were both in Scottsdale, and Scottsdale is a pretty prominent party town,
Sure.
And, I was in between fights. I was chilling out with some homies and whatnot. It got pretty late at night. And, I don't know. I was just like, I was kind of just doing my thing, but he had this moment, right? So him and I had met before, stuff like that, and but kind of looked at me from across this table that we're sitting at, and he was just like, "Hey man, like you should get out of here," He's like, and I'm like, okay, like what do you mean? I'm kind of laughing it off, like, are you being serious? Isn't it seriously? Like you should go home, dude. Like you got a lot going for you. Heard a lot about you, and like as I'm getting to know you, dude, like. You can stick 1 foot in this pond, right? Not 2 feet. 2 feet, like you're going in the water. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Like Johnny Manziel is telling me to get out of here. Like, yeah. Dude, I'm gonna go home. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, shut up. Walked out.
Did you feel like you were too banged up at this moment?
No. I mean, I felt fine. I felt like I was just having a good time with the homies and whatnot. And this is, I would say like maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I was like, I was fine. I was good. But it was just like that environment, it was just like the party environment of just, like people around you and the girls and like just the noise and just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey man, you should get out of here. Just knowing like, it's probably from his own personal experience, he's like, hey, like this, there's nothing good that's going to come from this.
Right.
You being here right now. And I was like, damn, it's only temptation. It's only, it's that kind of stuff, that's going to lead you in the wrong way.
Was that almost like a pivotal moment for you to be like, hey, I really have to reassess the situation I'm in and the people I'm hanging out with?
Yeah, I mean, because you kind of like, you feel like the shit sometimes and this and that, like when I was coming off a win, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I was ever really, I've always thought about that. Like even like in my own, like by myself, I've thought about like that moment specifically. And this is before his, probably around the same time his documentary on Netflix came out.
Really?
Probably around the same time. And after watching that, getting to know more about his personal life and things he was going through as an athlete and where his mentality was and like the temptations of life and things that kind of pulled him in different directions. I was like, dude, like, I don't want to, he went down that road and I was like, and he was kind of looking out for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, as somebody who's done that and experienced that, that kind of stuff, I'm like, dude, I don't want to,
Did you feel yourself slipping at this point? Like,
no.
Not at all.
No, I've never felt in my life that I've been slipping. I've always taken care of like business when I need to take care of it, and worked hard and I stayed focused and whatnot. But no, I was just like, I think I probably shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have been at the party,
Like
he
you
was
said,
right. Yeah.
Nothing good. But I think it probably felt so good to have not a stranger, but a guy that doesn't know you that well to recognize and be like, hey, I'm looking out for you, man.
Yeah.
That's almost like a brother thing or brother advice to get, because that's hard advice to give to somebody that you've sort of just met, to be like, hey, leave this party.
Yeah,
I know what it's like, where it goes from here.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those like, hey, like I almost took it as like a compliment. Like, I'm obviously doing something right in my life, my personal career,
right?
That you're gonna tell me, like get out of here. Like, it's like, shoot, okay, I'm gonna get out of here.
You don't belong here. It's for the people that are, fucked up in the degenerates. And that's awesome, man. Really, and again, really cool story. Let's take it back to your early days. I know your dad was ex-military, got you into just fighting in general, correct?
Yeah. And
you gravitated towards boxing. Were you a natural?
I was very athletic. Yeah. I understood like hip rotation, like just basic mechanics. Like I played everything. Wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu. I was doing so many different things. I was doing the gymnastics, like that kind of stuff. And so I understood how to use my athletic ability. So I wouldn't say that was a natural. I don't think anybody just walks into boxing like a natural. Everybody gets their ass kicked a few times. You know what I mean?
Sure. How old were you when you started?
Probably I started training when I was about 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So He started throwing hands around then, but I was doing a bunch of things. Like I said, I was wrestling, I was competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments, kickboxing, karate, that kind of stuff.
So you were doing it. If you reflected on like your first couple moments of sparring, do you remember being afraid or excited to engage in combat?
I've never really been afraid of like another person, honestly. It was almost like fake. I was like, when you're a kid, you kind of think you're invincible.
Right.
And boxing obviously like teaches that you're not, but no, I mean, like, the first time I was in a gym, I was sparring a kid who had like probably 20 amateur fights at the time.
Wow.
And him and I threw hands. Like I was cracking him too. And I really remember like some of the older guys kind of looking out from like a different ring, and they were kind of like, yo, like kid's talented, like they kind of looking at me, and like that was kind of like a moment where I was like, oh, like it almost validated, hey, like maybe I'm like okay at this. And so I just kept coming back to the gym, and I was like, I was more so like a kid from like the suburbs, kind of going into like the inner city boxing gym and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I was fish out of water a little bit, and I was always the Asian kid. And so it's kind of like when you see the Asian kid, you're like, oh, he's probably easy work. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, and then you go in there and start cracking fools. It's like, oh shoot, like, this kid can throw.
He's got hands. Where did you start? What gym?
It's called Turner Boxing Academy. It was actually one of the best gyms in the amateur boxing gyms in the country.
In Kansas?
Yeah, in Kansas. Yeah,
Gotcha.
there were guys like on the Olympic team. Captain of the USA team was from my gym. Like tons of amateur boxers out of there. Yeah.
So I know boxing, especially because I've had a couple guys on, is very like promotional focused or prioritized, right? Like if you're a really good football player, you'll play in high school, college, and then in the pros, right? It's kind of like a streamlined path.
Yeah.
But for boxing, it's not just about being really, really good. So who did you align with in the beginning to make sure you had the right promotional team and guys behind you to get you to where you are now?
I didn't. I honestly, I didn't. I out of everybody that I grew up and I trained with, from from the team or everybody, you guys were better than me at the time, like, and everything. I'm the only one that made it this far.
Really?
I had no blueprint, like, especially from a place like Kansas, man. Like there isn't a way, there isn't like a textbook like path you can follow, to get to like getting signed or getting, you know what I mean? Or getting to like the,
Sure.
like in the 4 major promotions of boxing and that kind of stuff. It's not like just a set path, And so what I did was, I like just obviously I had my amateur and everything. I basically took a risk on myself. I hurt my jaw in the USA qualifiers, and I was like, all right, I'm either gonna like quit boxing or I'm gonna like try to like take this as far as I can. And so basically, moved to California just on a fucking whim, pretty much, just like betting on myself. And was like, I'm just gonna like volunteer myself as a sparring partner for the Pacquiao camp. So I was basically sparring with a bunch of these guys that were like signed with Pacquiao promotions, and like Freddie Roach and a lot of these dudes. And I was like, I'm just gonna like prove myself until I get noticed. I was just pretty much sleeping in the car.
Really?
And like, it was like, it was a rough time for sure, but it paid off. It's like, but there's no textbook way. And then I took fights early in my pro career. As an amateur, I had a lot of fights, but in my early pro career, I was taking like underdog fights against like undefeated fighters, winning fighters, and just knocking them out.
No shit.
And then eventually like getting noticed,
So being at Pacquiao's camp, you were just volunteering. How did you fare against these dudes?
I was good.
And they were shocked, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, a lot of these guys around, you're like, okay, like I was like one of the best amateurs in the country, and then it's like, okay, well, this guy's a fucking world champion, or this guy's like an Olympian,
Right, because there are levels, I'm assuming, to
there's
being
levels
an amateur,
to anything, anything. Yeah, being an amateur, it's just a different game. It's less about like scoring points, it's more about to like hurt somebody.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment of like there are levels to this where you walked into a ring, you're like, this dude is levels above me?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, I was probably, I want to say like 18 or 19 at the time before my pro debut, between like the amateurs and the pros, where I was just like getting the reps in and sparring the guys. And I was like, yeah, these guys are freaking good, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like everything I'm doing or everything I know isn't working. But that's like the learning process. That's a learning curve where you learn the most in those kind of sparring sessions.
Sure.
So yeah.
What makes a guy like Pacquiao so much better than everybody else?
Dude, just by being in the gym with him, I can hear Vince. by being in the gym with him, bro, his work ethic. Really? I've never seen somebody do like Like he would do like 30 or 40 hard rounds on a heavy bag, like straight, like 40 rounds, like straight. I mean, from the time he like puts on his wraps to the time he's done with his workout, 40 rounds straight, as hard as he can.
Yeah.
40 rounds, dude. Like a fight's 12. And like he used to talk about stuff. I mean, not to me personally, but in the interviews when I would watch growing up, he'd be like, oh, like, you know, like if I train hard, the fight's easy, you know. So if I can do 40 rounds in the gym, you know, 12 rounds is nothing. And so you watch it in his fights, he'll like go out there and fight 12 rounds like it's nothing, all at the same pace.
Right.
And it's so impressive. It just his work ethic, bro. I think just and where he came from, the extreme poverty, just like truly somebody that made something out of nothing.
Did he take you under his wing almost?
I would say more his coaches did. You know, he was towards the end of his career.
Okay.
And I know he recently just like restarted his kind of career pretty recently
he
as well.
did?
Yeah, he literally just fought for the WBC World Championship against my boy Mario, and he drawed at 46 years old.
That is insane, dude.
Insane, yeah.
Like, putting things in perspective, I always talk about, like, imagine a football player, even a quarterback, retires, comes back, and plays quarterback in the NFL. You'd be like, there's no fucking way you're surviving.
Yeah.
And you got this dude boxing, and he draws against another professional boxer.
It just makes you wonder how good he was in his prime.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
When he was
even
like 30 years old.
You didn't see him at that point. You saw him in his early 40s, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he was on his last 2 fights at that point.
So even his speed on the bag, you're probably like, okay, this is fast, but I cannot imagine what he was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, when he was fighting, probably 2007, like prime HBO boxing days, dude. I mean, there's no wonder why he's so good. He's like, I think he started his career at like 113, and he won world titles up to 154. So yeah, he holds a world record for the most weight classes to win a world title in. It's like 6 weight classes, dude.
That's because he was so young when he started.
Yeah, he doesn't cut weight, doesn't do anything.
Just goes out.
Yeah,
there.
he like just walks on the scale. He'll fight 154, but he'll walk on the scale like 144. So he just kind of eats a meal and just walks on, and then just like goes out there and whoops ass, bro. You're like,
so
holy shit,
sick.
you know? Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, like you said, he does 40 rounds. What is like a typical day for you to hit a bag? How many rounds are you doing in practice?
Shoot, I mean, I try to get at least like 25, 30, you know?
Right. And then you're beat after that.
Yeah, I mean, that's between like mitts and it's like, you know, sparring and bag work and jump roping. It's like double in bag, you know, head movement stuff, just drills, noodles, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a few hours of work for right there, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's as far as cardio, you prefer to run?
Yeah, I got some foot issues sometimes, you know, like stress fractures on my feet. So hard running is kind of hard for me, but I make up for it on the wind bike.
Okay.
You know, there's other ways to build explosiveness and stuff in your legs.
Yeah. Because I feel like boxing is you guys put such a priority on running, and it seems like other sports don't necessarily, like, obviously the people in the UFC are running, but it seems like they're not running as much as you guys, and I wonder why.
I probably average, I'd say like 20 miles a week. I'll say
that's a lot of fucking miles.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some other boxers, not really, but you know, but I mean, it's just like more so how I do it just to keep my weight down. Yeah, it's just like it's calorie burn, you know. And
it doesn't matter where.
Yeah. There's other ways to like build condition. You know, like I said, like wind bike. Like, honestly, dude, boxing and hitting the bag, that is the best conditioning. You know what I mean? Like you go out there and you do like 12 hard rounds on the back, dude. You're cooked,
right?
You know, or you like sparring. That's real conditioning right there. You know?
I would assume you prefer to do that all the time for cardio, but you can't. Your body's gonna break down if all you do is spar.
I'd also be like brain dead, probably. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And you see, and I was, you know, it's funny. You were talking before. And my initial thought was like, wow, he seems to be very put together. Like he's speaking very well with clarity. And I was like, I wonder how he mitigates the risk of getting his head banged in. And I would assume what they're doing for you now in camp versus like say 20 years ago is very different.
Very different. And like, yeah, it's like I keep my sparring usually around twice a week. Like Monday and Friday usually. Especially I only hard spar really in camp, you know.
Okay.
If I'm like not in camp, I like to spar me like once every 2 weeks. Just keep everything sharp, keep moving and whatnot. Do a lot of drills. There's other ways to like, I don't know, save your head. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, save it for the fight. A lot of people like to leave all their fight in the gym. You know? So I kind of.
What's the point for you to like go balls out? Like, do you still go balls out in a sparring session? Like a spar is almost like a fight for you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's why. Because I don't have a a governor switch. I don't know how to go 60%. If we're sparring, dude, like I'm taking your head off.
Yeah.
Like I broke my eye socket in sparring, cut people in sparring, knock people out in sparring. Like it's all out.
And I'm sure they feel the same fucking way. Like,
for sure.
These sparring partners are gonna be like, let me take it easy on Eric today.
Yeah.
Are they told to mimic certain styles? Did you grab people that are gonna be like the guys you're about to fight?
Yeah. So basically, if I'm like, so say I'm fighting like some like a dude, he's like a come forward guy, you know what I mean? He's like, you know, kind of like just old school. Just wants to come forward. He's gonna try to pressure me, cut the ring on, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we'll bring in different guys from like you know, different parts of the country or whatnot. That will even just like just mimic the style and whatnot, you know, because I don't, you know, that's just preparing. You know? Yeah. I mean, but there's, I think to a certain degree though, because like I want to see everything at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
You never know
you don't know what's gonna happen, you know, until you get in there. So it's like you don't want to prepare for like just like plan A.
Right.
You need like plan B, A, B, C. Yeah. But it's also just building skills. So I'll spar anybody, dude. Like southpaw, regular, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, when I'm strategizing and building a game plan for sure, you know, when I'm mimic the style.
Got it. Well, speaking of, when is your next fight?
Right now, shoot, I'm waiting on the call right now, man. You know,
we're waiting. If we get a call right now, it'd be sick.
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
Put that ringer on, just in case.
They're supposed to hit me today, but I mean, I'm thinking late October, November.
Who are you fighting? Can we announce?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, so right now in like the sanctioning bodies, like I'm top 15, top 10 in the world. You know, so
of course.
It's somebody good. You know, I would love to fight like for a belt, or like a former world champion at least, you know, to like get that notch under my belt.
Yeah,
you know? So
for sure.
Yeah.
Explain to me and us, like, because I still have no clue. These federations, right? Like, you're ranked top 4 in which federation?
So that what I showed you. So like BoxRec is like, it's not a how do I say what's the word I'm looking for? Like, and it's not credible. It's not recognized as a credible ranking.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But within like the boxing committee kind of thing, you know. But the main boxing federations are WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF.
Right.
Okay. So those are like those are the sanctioning bodies that have the belts. You know, if you have all 4 belts, you're undisputed world champion. You know, and there's only a few of those who ever actually have done that.
Like, who would be an undisputed world champion in like our day and age?
Canelo.
Mayweather.
Canelo, like Canelo.
No, I know,
Alvarez.
but was Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather was. I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mayweather's always weird. He would always win a belt and like vacate it. You know what I mean? It was like weird stuff like that. Yeah. So in those sanctioning bodies, I'm top 15 in the world. You know.
Okay.
So.
And are you like looking for? Is one belt more important than the others?
I would say I don't know. Like the WBC belt is the oldest and longest running belt. You know, it's like it's the one you see like Tyson wear, like Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
So like I think in audience and viewers' eyes, like that is probably the most credible one. But now that like turkeys are involved with all combat sports and especially boxing, it's like he bought the Ring magazine belt, and so that was a belt that Oscar De La Hoya owned.
Okay.
And so he's making that like the new like peak of the mountain kind of like belt, you know?
Right. Okay. So right now, out of the 4 federations,
WBC, yeah.
And those are like the best fighters that fight for the WBC. Or you could fight for any.
You can fight. Yeah. You're once you're a pro, you're under every section.
Okay. So for example, right now we don't know who you're fighting. We don't know if it's going to be for a belt or not. You can get a call and say, "Hey, you're fighting for the WBC belt."
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Are the odds less likely because you haven't won a belt yet, or is it like a rise of the ranks type of thing?
I'll tell you right now, I'm in the conversation for that belt, like as we speak. Yeah.
And who holds that belt right now?
Carlos Adames. He's a Dominican guy. I trained with him for about a year under the same coaches. You know, been in the gym with him. He actually came out to support me on one of my fights like a year and a half ago. And now it's like, oh shoot, you know, like
that's so okay. Yeah. Let's play pretend here. Let's assume you get him for this fight for the belt. How do you fare against him right now?
I'm gonna throw hands, bro. You know,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's like. If I want to get to where I want to be, I gotta fight him.
Yeah. Right.
So it doesn't matter how I think, I'm gonna fare against him. You know, I'm gonna go out there balls to the wall. I'm gonna try to break face.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, I mean, like, I think he's good. I think I'm pretty good too.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we can test it if we want to do. You know, we want to do that.
But you feel like you're ready.
Fuck yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I'm 26 and turning 27 this year. And I'm entering my prime. You know, I'm stronger than I've ever been. My boxing IQ is higher than it's ever been. You know, I basically took a dude who beat 2 world champions my last fight, and I'm like just like made him look like I walked through him. I walked him like a dog.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm kind of like, yeah, shit. You know, like that. If to have that under my belt, I was like, you know, I can hang with a lot of dudes right now. The best in the world for sure.
It's gotta be a great feeling for you.
Nah, I appreciate it. I mean, it feels good. Yeah.
Does being undefeated carry some additional weight?
I mean, obviously, I know that, like, I actually had this conversation with my dad pretty recently. It didn't really click, dude, until like I really kind of look at it. Oh, like it's like, okay, you're 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0. You know, okay, like then can you look at your 16-0? You're like, oh shoot, like I just didn't really want to lose. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, oh well, that's my record now. You know, that's I never really thought about it. I never really thought about like the whole record thing or building a record. I was like, every fight was just one fight at a time.
Right, yeah.
I just didn't. You know, I'm just not going to lose this fight. I'm going to win this fight.
Right.
And then you kind of look back and oh shoot, like this. I got a trail of 16 fights already. You know,
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I look at these other fighters and they got like 23, 24 fights. You know, and dude, I'm ranked higher than them. Yeah. So I was fighting harder fights than all these other dudes, building the records and padding the records. So in 16 fights, I'm already surpassing a lot of these dudes.
Which is great for you from the mental side of things, right? Like you're not breaking your brain in 25 fights. You're getting there efficiently almost, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not, and like, it goes to the same, how, first of all, how good you are. And then it's like, you're not backing down from anybody. As soon as like they dropped the name on the table, I was like, let's fight.
Whoever it is.
Yeah. I was like, let's fight.
Did you notice guys in your camp or people that you know would back down because they're like, I'm not ready for a guy like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily it's the fighters. Sometimes it's like the team around them. They'll be like, oh, maybe we're not. You know,
not yet. Yeah,
this isn't. You know, it's like this is a safer option kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was always like, oh, like we got 3 names here, and I'd be like, all right, like yeah, give him the hardest one. You know, and in my last fight, they offered me 2 guys, and it was a dude who like he was kind of like tailing out at the end of his career. You know, he had like six losses or something like that, 6 or 7 losses. You know, and then they offered me Luis Arias, who like has like 2 losses, beat world champions, you know, fought for the world title multiple times. Like I watched him fight when I was in high school, and I was like, dude, like if we're not trying to get to the top, but what are we doing here?
Yeah,
we're just wasting time.
Right.
Like, it's like my career's on a treadmill if I'm not trying to fight better guys.
How does it work? And again, I know it's like sort of subjective in all sports, but like you got the champ, you got the number 2 guy. Why is the number 2 guy just not fight? Like why is that not already known? Like why are you even getting the shot at the 4 spot? Why are you not just fighting the guy at 3 and then rising the ranks?
Yeah, I think that first of all it'd take longer, but also like people are in like different places in their career as well. Like some guys are ready to fight, some guys are dealing with injury, some guys are, you know, it's like, oh, this guy hasn't been in the gym, he's not ready to go yet. You know what I mean? So you take a lot of those things into account. Or this guy just had a kid.
Yeah,
he has, you know what I mean? So people, it's like, okay, so but once you enter like top 15 and like all sanctioning bodies, bro, you got to be ready for that call.
You're all pretty much ready for that call.
Yeah, and you notice even the same thing with like the UFC.
Correct.
They kind of do the same thing. They'll have like number 9 fight for the world title or something.
I've
like
always
that,
been so curious,
you know?
and that's a really good point. I never thought about like the number 2 guy. Maybe he was number 2 a year ago, but now he hasn't really fought. He's got kids going.
Yeah,
he
broke his pinky last month or something
spar.
like that. Yeah,
that's because I remember talking to UFC fighters, and it seems like it has to be a little more precise because you get one shot, and if you blow that shot, you're kind of done. Like you get 2 losses on your belt, and like your chance to really see that title shot again may be over. So like these guys are very particular with who they take for fights because maybe the sport's a little more versatile. Like, you know, you're a great boxer, but if you're a really good wrestler in MMA and you've never really dealt with a crazy striker, maybe you need to get some fights under your belt against really good strikers before you go after some of these top dudes. Yeah.
And I mean, experience is that's a big part of it too. It's like, have you fought? It's like, if I'm going to fight like a southpaw for like the world title, like Erisani Lara, who's also like one of the champions right now, I would actually love to fight him. It's like, I mean, I would like to at least get another fight with Southpaw or something, probably before that fight, or you know, something just to prepare you. You know, it's like it's different. It's a different style. Everything comes at you from a different angle. You know, and he's a long-time world champ. He's got a lot of experience, stuff like that. So, experience does play a big factor into like you know, if you're ready or something like that. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
You know?
Even like you were mentioning before, just like the amount of, it's a funny way to look at it. Like the amount of punches I have thrown in my life, like for you, like is probably so much more than guys that are just starting now. And that experience, like there's one thing punching a bag, there's another thing punching in the actual ring itself. So that experience, I'm sure adds so much more value to you as a fighter. What would you consider your style of boxing?
Boxer puncher, you know, like I can move well off the back foot. Move good off the front foot too. You know, slick. I don't have to sit in there and brawl with you. You know what I mean? There are certain guys that like they're only like they got one mode and one gear only. It's like sixth gear, head down. I'll come put my head on your chest, and I'm just gonna like try to walk you down.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. Like I'm a thinker, honestly. In there, I'm trying to set things up. You know, if I hit you in the body, I'm trying to like build off that punch with certain things. You know, like make your head tilt in certain ways so I can hit it there, and like make you open your guard up a little bit. Like I'm thinking about like your habits kind of while you're in there. Like every time I'm fading you, where your hand's going. Yeah, I'm thinking. You know, and especially I'm one of those guys who like invests usually earlier in the fight. You know,
you're
so like
it out
yeah. I mean, I'm not even worried about like certain other punches and stuff until rounds 3, 4, 5, 6. You know.
Interesting.
I'm more focused on just like reading you, like trying to like find your blueprint.
Has that come from evolution of you being a fighter, or have you always been like that?
Evolution of being a fighter. Yeah.
So
I used to go out there and just fucking bang, dude. Yeah, and I was just like screwed. But as I've gotten further in my career, just, you know,
you become more methodical when you're.
Yeah, and you should. You know, you're fighting a 12-round fight, and yeah, it's just I don't know. Like other guys do it too. Some people are slow starters, you know, and. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to become less of a slow starter right now, you know. But I don't know. I'm just like I'm not forcing anything.
Yeah.
You know, whatever helps me enter like that state of flow, and then.
Yeah. Has your style changed at all, other than just being a brawler to now more thinking?
Yeah, I would say yeah. I used to like not jab really at all.
Really?
You know. So now, dude, my last fight I threw like by like the 6th round I was already like 280 jabs in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, one fight. Yeah,
that seems like a lot. I mean, I don't know what a lot of jabs are, but that seems like a lot of jabs. 280 jabs
within like 4 rounds.
Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot.
To jab the head off him. You know what I mean?
Holy shit, that hurts my shoulder thinking about it as well.
Yeah, I was like, oh shoot, because like I was watching the tape on the guy and everything. I was like, he's gonna come. He's gonna try to like get rough in there. He's gonna try to like tie me up. You know, get close to me. I was like, I got to be able to keep him off me. And just nothing beats just pop, just keeping it in your face the entire time. Sometimes it's not even hard. Sometimes it's just like. You know, flinching him, kind of keep him there. Boom, hit him again. You know, it's like,
keep his distance.
Yeah.
Are you a longer fighter comparatively?
I would say I'm like 6 foot, 73-inch reach. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm probably on like I'm leaning towards the taller end of middleweight, but like not like overly tall or so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you got these like celebrity boxers, right? You got like the Vincent Gigantes of the world that think they can box. How would you fare against a Vincent Gigante in the ring?
Oh no!
Damn it! Wait, re-answer the question.
Spit on my water, bro.
Re-answer the question. Come on, stop it! Oh my god! No, but all seriousness, the question I had was obviously the biggest name in boxing. You know, pretty much right now is Jake Paul.
Yeah.
How do you fare against Jake Paul right now?
He's got to hit me first, man. You got to hit me to win a fight. You know, I've seen a lot of punches. I've seen a lot of different styles. I would just say, I mean, See, I'm not a hater, bro. I don't want to sit here and hate on Jake Paul. No, because I think I think he does a lot of good things for the sport. I think he's putting on huge women's boxing. I think him and MVP, they're signing real fighters. You know, they're doing a great thing, they're disrupting the industry, and they have been. But as far as Jake Paul as skill as a boxer, I mean, if you don't know boxing, you probably think he's pretty good,
right?
You know what I mean? But like, I would love to see him against like. Just like a top 10 amateur in the country.
You saw him against Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury's a sausage, bro.
That's my point. Like you see him against, and I'm not knocking anybody or anything, because you mentioned it before. Like, not only is this dude trained to be a professional boxer, he's also doing everything else he has going on. So it is pretty impressive what he did. And
100%. I mean, his evolution and growth. That's what I mean. It's impressive.
Yeah,
like he's nuts and he's athletic.
But then you see him against a guy like Tommy Fury, who in the ranking of professional boxing is not.
Yeah, and Tommy Fury beat him.
And Tommy Fury beat him. Right?
Yeah. I mean, Tommy Fury is like, he's a reality star. He's a reality. You know what I mean? His brother is probably one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Isn't that crazy?
You're not your brother. You know, he's not his brother.
Yeah, he's got the last name.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. And again, not throwing shade.
Yeah. I get it. It's great for the sport, but it's great, but almost a little bit of a slight or disrespect towards the average fan that'll watch him and kind of watch you and be like, oh, they're relatively the same. They could probably hang in the same ring together.
Yeah, no. It's like, dude, the amount of fights I've had, the amount of styles I've seen, people I've been in the ring with, how hard I've worked.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Like I'm not saying he doesn't work hard, because I saw him getting ready for his Chavez fight. He was working out at the Jackson facility. Works hard.
Yeah.
I believe that, you know? But I don't know. I mean, it's just different, man. Like anything there's levels. And kind of we're talking about earlier with the amateurs and the pros. There's levels to things.
So talking about training, you have a fight, let's say November. Are you in camp yet, or like when would you start a camp for something like that?
I've been doing like just a bunch of pre-camp stuff, so I'm just staying ready. I mean, I'm in the gym year round.
Yeah.
There's never a time where you just be, oh, Eric's just like fat and out of shape. You know what I mean? I personally, I think I love what I do. It keeps my mental health okay. And like, because if I'm not training, dude, and I'm not fighting, I start losing my mind.
Sure.
You'll find me like looking for that same like rush of dopamine in other places, and it's not healthy, bro. I'd be getting in fights. Something, bro. I'm getting in trouble. I have to be in the gym year round. And so, like whether that's conditioning, I work with like my strength conditioning coach. We do like off-season programs, building strength and whatnot. And then I'm in the boxing gym 4 or 5 times a week. Like, but yeah, literally this past week I was doing 2 days every single day.
Oh shit.
Like, I mean, seriously, like that tick, that what's the word? Like the tick in my head. It's like, I need to feel something. Otherwise I'll just lose my mind.
Right.
Like,
Understood. When you have, let's say November, when do you start a camp? Is it like 10 weeks out from that?
Yeah, 9 or 10 weeks. I would like, so it depends on how big the fight is. When you're earlier in your career, you're kind of just staying ready. I'll take a fight on 3-4 weeks notice.
But you're kind of around that point, right? Like you would start camp relatively soon.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I could start camp like tomorrow and fight in 6 weeks probably.
Okay.
But I would prefer to have longer camps and whatnot.
Obviously. What would a day in the life of camp look like for you?
Wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
Really?
Yeah. So I've always kind of lived by the thing, right? So you fight at night, do training at night. Like build that in your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like I'm gonna fight at night. So like,
what's the point of fighting at
night? Yeah. I'm not doing these 6 a.m. runs, bro. Like
right.
I stay up so late because like I don't sleep very well usually. Yeah. I don't like sleep. Really, if I could take a pill to not make you sleep, I probably would.
Really?
If it had no side effects to my health and I didn't have to sleep, I would not sleep.
That is fucking insane.
I don't like sleeping, really.
Eric, what does your diet look like when you're in camp, if you don't mind me?
I was in the middle of flow, dude. I was in the middle of flow. Mind your fucking manners.
Wait a second.
Holy shit. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Yeah,
you can definitely answer that question.
I'll talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, so I do some like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm doing some kind of like sparring or drilling, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Hard sparring twice a week. Usually Monday, Friday. Wednesdays drills. Thursdays back conditioning. And then Tuesday a lot of mitt work. I'm doing strength and conditioning 3 times a week. So usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the sparring days. So you give me 1 day in between before I have to spar again to like recover from like the strength stuff.
Yeah.
Cold plunge twice a week. Red light therapy once a week.
You ever try one of those
physical therapy? Yeah.
The PMF mats. You ever use one of those? It's like trying to mimic grounding almost. You ever hear of them?
Let's go lay on the ground, bro.
That's what I said. But listen, I laid in one of these PMF mats, man. I felt you almost like tingle.
Really?
It's very interesting.
There's a lot of new age stuff, man. There's like I recently kind of started getting into like the hyperbaric chamber, kind of stuff.
It's good for the brain. I heard.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, great for recovery. Like I mean, in boxing, your skin like during camp, bro. Like I'm living with black eyes and scuffs, on my face, and like just recovering stuff. Your muscles, pure oxygen feels good. Makes my brain feel more awake. Yeah,
I've heard that. Yeah, I want to hop. Where do you go?
It's in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
We gotta find one around here. Anybody know New York-based hyperbaric chambers? Let me know because I want to go.
Yeah. But as far as diet,
$100 for a visit.
Oh, 100. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. That's
$100
actually not bad. So that's like an hour 30. That's like a minute, like $1 a minute kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 million a fight sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but
so let's answer the question. What is your diet like during camp?
So I work with a nutritionist, right? And so basically every so I have to like log in my weight Monday, like in the morning, in the afternoon, well after training usually, and then at night, and she builds out this meal plan, sends it to like in an Excel spreadsheet, sends it to the chef, and he, based on what the foods I can kind of eat, the calories, all the stuff, like all the numbers, like mathematically breaks it down. He every 4 days gives me the new meals.
That's sick.
And they make adjustments. So based on like my weight, so I'm logging my weight every single 4 days, every single day. So he kind of looks at like my my trajectory.
Yeah.
And just makes adjustments based on that. So.
And do you have like specific foods you prefer to eat and prefer to avoid?
I'm simple. I'm simple, bro. Fuck,
Bro, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody get this kid medicated. You don't even have medication, please.
Bro, take him to church,
I need security. I need security in this podcast. I need security in this podcast room ASAP.
Guys, we're just having a good time.
We are. This is.
We're having
wild.
a great time.
I'm trying to get Eric to focus, and he's looking at ass, and it's not the ass you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. It is the opposite. Yeah. So back to what we were talking about. You don't necessarily care whatever the chef gives you, you're eating.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty simple. I mean, I don't really like veggies too much. I take these like veggie pills and whatnot to like kind of supplement
the greens.
But it's like chicken, rice, beef, steak, salmon, that kind of stuff.
So nothing crazy that would be like out of the ordinary.
No, I'm not like eating like the cauliflower is like probably too much for me.
The craziest thing you're eating is fucking cauliflower. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you supplements wise taking anything?
No.
Really?
No, dude, 100%. Like cream barbecue, you know what I mean?
I would love some cream barbecue right now, actually. Now that you say that, we'd love some cream barbecue.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really don't take. I mean, I take this dry water. It's like an electrolyte company, but it has like a bunch of like vitamins and stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
So I drink a lot of that.
Good.
And also like Kinetic. It's like a ketone based.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah. So
we've had them on. We had the cans in the front of the camera one time.
Yeah.
Drinking liquor during camp? No. Yes.
No.
None. Wow. Do you drink liquor outside of camp?
Yeah. I mean, not crazy, but like here and there. Yeah.
Right. Having a good time.
Yeah.
When you're out with the boys, I mean.
Yeah. I mean,
a couple drinks?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Honestly, I mean, like some people are so like stingy on that. But as long as I show up, wanting to show up, and like when it's time for camp, I lock in. I take care of business. I mean, I really, like.
It's probably good for the brain to be able to like on and off. If you're always on, like you're completely like stressed out about not drinking and not going out. What kind of life is that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to live little, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I'm such an extremist naturally.
Yeah.
That I have to regulate everything that I'm doing. I think boxing, it's like a PTSD from boxing. Like I don't know how to like do anything in moderation.
Yeah.
So like I said, like when I'm in camp, I can't. It's nothing.
Don't touch it.
Yeah. It's like with anything. So I gotta be careful with that. But yeah, I mean.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, when it's time for camp, things alcohol does to your body is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? So you don't like when you're in camp, dude. Like, plus, dude, on top of everything, I don't want to like get punched in the face hungover, dude. Like, I mean, like, that would suck. Dude. Yeah, I know it suck. So no liquor during camp, bro.
What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't boxing?
Dude, I haven't even thought about that, to be honest with you.
Never in your life.
I don't even know. I wouldn't. I'd probably be like. I don't know. I'll probably be in trouble. Probably be in jail. Probably something. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never looked at like somebody else's career and said like that'd be pretty fun.
No.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, I've read all these kids growing up. They were like, "Oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be like this or that." You know what I mean? Like, very few people are able to go home to their hometown one day and just be like, "I did that." And I was that kid. I was, I'm gonna be one of the best boxers in the world. And here we are.
That is very interesting.
I've never looked in the mirror and saw anything but a fighter. Like, and since as far as I can remember.
It's great when you align with like the identity you believe you are. You know what I mean? Like if you had that feeling or belief in yourself, but like weren't able to cut it, that's got to be a hard separation of like, I have to acknowledge this is not my reality. This is meant for me type of thing.
Yeah,
you don't have to deal with that.
No, but I had to make myself believe that.
Right. Yeah.
I had to. It didn't come easy. Like just like seeing something for yourself, bro. Like when you're growing up and life's telling you to go 1,000 different directions and you should be this or you can't do this, or they put these like limitations on you. Like you have to be your own fan. You have to like seriously look in the mirror and be like fuck everybody. Like I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And this is who I am. And it doesn't matter like what people try to tell me I am, this and that. Like this is what I believe for myself, and it's my life, and I'm gonna like take this thing all the way to the top. And I don't care if I burn and crash on the way, and that's always been my mentality, like I don't give a fuck, dude. It's like I never did this for anybody but myself. So it's like you have to believe in something.
Sure.
And because if you don't, dude, nobody's gonna do anything for you. You know what I mean? In life. And I'm sure you know this too. It's like you have to go out there and do it for yourself, like, so with like, doesn't matter what people are telling you, whether you should be or not. It's like you, I don't know. You got to go out there and do it. You got to believe it.
Were there moments of doubt at all?
There were moments of discouragement, for sure. You know, it's hard not to when you're trying to be an anomaly. You got to act like one. You know, and so it's like, just from where I was, bro, like people just don't see anything more for themselves.
Yeah.
And to stand out and do something different than the norm was hard, you know? Like you go through this like alone phase, you know what I mean? Where like when I'm getting started in my career and I'm moving out to LA and I'm getting things moving, you're kind of in this like weird blank phase. Dude, so like you're like too separated doing something new to go back to your hometown or like be friends with people like you know, you can't have the same conversations with your homies that you did before, but you're not quite where you've like made it. Mm-hmm. So you can't really relate to the other side too. And you're kind of in this weird like, I don't know, just like awkward phase.
Lost puppy.
And I think I would call it like the lonely phase where you don't really know where you are yet. Or who you are yet, because you're not validated by where you want to be, but you're too different to go back.
How long do you feel like you stayed in this lonely stage?
Oh God, in boxing terms, probably like 2 years. But weirdly enough, man, I've always felt when I was growing up, as you know, and everything, I always felt like different, man. I didn't really get along with other kids. It was one of the things like I always like I was never like the cool kid and I was kind of like crazy. So you know, people didn't really get along with me, but everything I did kind of made sense to me. But yeah, I don't think really people, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think I always felt like an anomaly. I always felt awkward. I always felt out of place when I would go to parties. I always felt, like just like I just didn't belong. And I think, I don't know. So I think boxing made me feel like I had a place to fit in this world.
Do you remember the moment that you started to feel that feeling of I fit in now with these people that I've always wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, when you go in a boxing gym, bro, it's like other people have different ways about going about like their boxing, their business, and whatnot. What motivates them is that. But for me, it was like I really just didn't have much self-worth, dude. You know, so I was like, okay, like this is like you must not have self-worth either. You know, you're just as crazy as me.
Yeah.
It's like looking in a mirror with all these guys that are just like trying to make something out of nothing and just like, yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah.
Was there a person that made you feel finally like accepted into this new life you want to be living? Or was it just like a moment in time you said, you know what, now I belong?
I just felt like for the first time in my life, like I could be somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like against all odds, you know, and it was just like, okay, like, yeah, I wouldn't say it's a person. It wasn't
like a one moment thing. It just happened.
No, yeah. Over time, you're like, dude, I'm in love with this. And like, I have a reason to like live.
Right.
You know, I have a reason to, yeah. And these are thoughts I was having when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
You know, like I've always like struggled with like the mental side of things, like the mental health issues and whatnot. And I was like, the boxing just gave me that outlet. It was like, I was like shy and nice kid, but I was sick of like playing like this like facade, this character, like being the shy and nice kid. I was filled with like rage, and I'm like, okay, like, you know,
yeah,
and like insecurities, and it's so many different things, you know. I couldn't put a finger on one of them, you know.
Yeah.
And boxing gave me a way to release all that. You know.
Do you still talk to anybody from your hometown, like your boys?
Yeah. I got like three of my best buds from hometown. Besides that, like, you know, but even with them, you know. Yeah. Like there was a period of time when I dipped out, I literally said, hey, like I'm not coming back until I make it. Like,
did they support that?
No,
they didn't.
No, everybody was telling me I'm an idiot.
Really?
100%. Yeah. Did
they ever like apologize?
Yeah,
they did.
They did. Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, I mean like, yeah, it was there's multiple people that have came up to me, you know, in my hometown and whatnot, and just been like, hey, like you really did it, dude. You know. Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't do it to prove them wrong. Yeah, you know, I did it to like prove myself right that I could do something. You know, but it was like, it's really hard, like, you know, leaving everything, you know, and like I said, just seeing something for yourself when nobody else sees that. Yeah. But in reality, they're always projecting because they don't see anything for themselves.
Sure, and you're from a small town, right? I'm assuming a lot of people feel that same like we're meant for nothing attitude. Was there anybody that stood out as like a guy, like a friend, not your family, that did believe in you?
Besides my dad, no. I mean, there are people that, you know, it's hard to tell these days. You know, people be like, "Oh, I'm wishing the best for you."
Now, of course.
Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. But like,
Yeah.
nobody's, you know, waking up to do the runs or like doing like do the rounds. Nobody was taking the punches in the face for me. Nobody had to like get in the nitty gritty and like just like, all right, like put myself in situations for myself to be successful.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, like I was very, dude, me and my mom didn't talk for a long time. She didn't say bye to me when I left. It was one of those.
She was upset or nervous?
I think she was. I don't think it was out of like anger. Oh, you can't be something. You know, I think my mom always wanted, like, out of love to be. So, you know, she believed in me and whatnot. I just don't think. I think she was sad, you know, and nervous as well. You know,
They just want you safe. They don't really care what you're doing.
Yeah, dude. I'm 19 years old, moving to a different, like, you know, I got fucking no money.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna figure it out, you know, and I'm gonna fight people for a living.
Yeah.
You
How
know?
was your relationship with your dad?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he pushed me pretty hard growing up, you know, and then like same thing with my mom as well, though, too. You know, Asian culture, dude. It's like, you know, dude, like you're yeah, it's tough growing up for sure, but yeah, me and my dad, we're tight. You know, I talk to him multiple times a week. You know, he's there at every single fight. He's always like, you know, in the corner, just always around. I would not be in my career where I am without my dad for sure. Just like just helping me, supporting me, talking me through like days where I'm, you know, you kind of sit there and you question like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? You know, you got a hard training session, you sit back and you're like, dude, this is like, you know, yeah, I would not be where I am without my dad for sure.
Is he typically your first call if you are dealing with some sort of mental stress?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and like, there's got to be, he's just a pillar, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a human. You know, you got to have people in your life that you can rely on, you can like lean on, that you can talk to, that you can trust.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've always dealt with like trust issues and whatnot, you know, but yeah, it's like my dad, you know? So, best person I know.
That's awesome. Later in your life, like now, have you met guys that are a little more aligned with your vision that you do consider like these pillars in your life? Like your friends now that you're meeting, do you have these same trust issues?
It depends. You know, in California, to be honest with you, I really don't think I have that many friends, like in general, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like guys that I talk to all the time, like, or like just like that are, you know, regulars in my life. Like, I really don't think I have that many.
Really?
And maybe that's part of growing up. And I've thought about that. Maybe like as you get older, you prefer like, you know, quality over quantity.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't, you know, it's like, but I almost prefer that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like when you can silence the noise, like as I've developed more in my career, when you can silence that noise more of like outside voices and like you can really control that. Because I'm not in like school anymore where like I gotta see people every single day. You know, I go to the gym, I hang out with my boxing homies, you know, I kick the shit, you know.
Yeah.
But those are the only people that I talk to because like our on a daily basis, our goals align a lot. You know what I mean? Like we're all searching for the same thing. We're all like trying to get better. We're all trying to like that's the only like if you cannot provide like value to my life kind of thing, like it's like what are we talking for? And the same thing with like relationships with like girls and this and that. Like if like I can't talk to you about like winning or like getting better or improving or like something. If I'm not helping you and you're not helping me, like there's no why are we talking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's almost like the risk of bringing somebody in now that potentially, and it could be subtle, but like slowly gets you off your path is not worth the reward of like them getting you better because you're already where you want to be mentally.
100%. Yeah. And it's not worth it too. Like I didn't work this hard, put myself through everything I had to go through and all this stuff just so like,
somebody could fuck it up.
Yeah, somebody can fuck it up. Yeah, it's like no. So it was the same thing when you're dealing with like relationships or you know a girl or something like that. It's like or like meaningless sex or whatever it is. You know, it's like okay, like what value actually like given my life? Okay, like you want to be in a relationship with me? Like what do you like?
Why should I?
Yeah, why should I? It's like you gotta like there's not even monetarily, but like energy wise. Exactly. Like what do you see for yourself? What do you see for me? Like what do you see with us? What you know, and same thing with homies and you know people that you used to talk to. You know, like me, I thank God that my brother is the same guy. He's wired just like me. You know, he doesn't want to talk about anything besides winning too. And like, how do we get better? Like, what are you working on? This and that. You know.
What does he do?
He runs an AI software development agency.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's cooking in his own right. You know, and he's a college dropout. No, again, the same kind of thing. Nobody believed in him and stuff like that. Racked in $5 million at like 24 years old.
Wow.
And then just like took it to the moon. He's just like, he's cooking now,
That's awesome, man.
And so it's like, but he's one of those guys. If my brother was just like not on my wavelength, we wouldn't talk.
Damn.
Like I'm that serious about it. I'm like, there's a lot of things you waste in life. You waste money, but don't waste time. Don't waste energy. You gotta protect that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's so easy to. Like, it could be, again, like so subtle where it's like, you can miss that one training session, or you don't have to eat that strict today. Let's go out and have a good time. And they slowly, like, it's almost like the reverse Johnny Manziel effect. If he came up to you and was like, hey, stay out a little bit longer, man, have one more drink, or do this with me. And then you're slowly buying into that lifestyle, and it takes you away from this. You could be a very different person now 2 years later if he was doing that to you versus, what he did.
Yeah. And it was like, dude, I mean, it's just like stuff like it's like the mentality of people, like what you think. I had a buddy say to me like, oh, it was probably like 2 fights ago or something like that. I was preparing for like a headline my own card and stuff like that. I'm talking to the guy, and I was like, I was just thinking about it. Like, obviously there's some stress and stuff involved. You're like, okay, like, how am I preparing for this and whatnot? You seem really stressed out, bro. He's like, she was like trying to talk to me. He's like, yeah, like, dude, if you lose a fight, it's not that big of a deal. And I snapped on him. I'm like, dude, like, that's the difference between me and you.
Yeah.
Is like, it's not happening. Like you can process that. And you can say, oh, it's okay with losing. Like, I don't.
You can't.
I don't process that.
Right.
Like, that's why we're not the same. Like, we can't even. Like, I may not fuck with you after this conversation now. I will never look at you the same, because you don't want to win. And if you don't want to win as bad as me, like, what are we talking about here?
Wow.
And he wasn't saying it out of like discouragement or anything, but it's the mentality. Same thing with like a girl, like I had a girl that was like, she was gonna come to a fight, and she was like, what are we doing afterwards? I was like, yeah, I'm just worried about the fight. And so like that, you know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, okay, well, what if you lose? And I'm like, why would you even put that out there? Like, why would you even say that?
Yeah.
Like, I hung up the phone call and didn't, like, done. Like, don't come, like, whatever. It's like, it's like, it's the mentality of people that are around you. And like, I'm surrounded, I force myself to be in a place where I'm surrounded by winners, where people are just like, we could be doing something completely different, bro. Yeah. But like, as long as like you're doing what you're supposed to do and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, like, cool.
You got no time.
And we can sit here and we can have conversations. But you talk to these like other people, bro, and like you almost sound like you're bragging, because like they'll ask you about your life, and you'll sound like you're bragging because like your conversation, your dialogue is just so much different.
Yeah.
Like I could just be telling somebody about like my normal life, my day. Like it's just like, well, what are you doing? What's going on with you? And I'll tell them what I'm going on with me, and then it's like it sounds like I'm a dick.
Right. You're like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, nothing. I do my office job and I go out for drinks after.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to like fight for the world title, and then I'm doing it here to like work with this, and then I'm doing that, and they're like. Yeah. And they're like, oh, that sounds like I'm just like telling. I'm like, but when really in reality, that's like literally just what I'm doing.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's such a mental difference between like the good versus great, and obviously won't mention any names, but I remember talking to, I would say, seasoned fighter, right? Like, and again, I trained at this fight club, and the fight game is so hard to crack in. There's so many great fighters, but it's more than just being a great fighter, right? It's how easy are you to promote, how much star power do you really have, and blah, blah, blah. And I remember this guy that I had known for a while used to be just like you, right? Like, it was win, win, win by any means possible. I'm going to be UFC champion. I don't care who's in my way. Nobody stopped me. And I'm not going to surround myself with the wrong people. And then he lost. And not that the win was taken out of his sails, but conversations started to change. Like, to me, and I didn't push it out of him. And he was like, I used to want to be a world champion, but now I kind of just let things, I'm trained, bust my ass hard, but I'm letting things kind of happen. And if I am great, if I'm not, then, and in my head, I'm like, wow, I almost felt upset. Like, I was disappointed because I saw this guy as this guy that like just wanted to win. And I love and admire that of other people. And as soon as that's taken away, you're like, you're succumbing and you're accepting what I don't think could be your reality, And it's so important to have people around you, and because I'm sure it's such a hard mentality to keep up. And even moments of like slight discomfort or discouragement, you have your dad or whoever it is to snap you back into like, this is the goal, and you're going to not stop until you achieve that goal. Yeah.
And I can see that, 'cause a lot of people like myself personally, you relate winning and your career and your accomplishments with your self-worth. You know what I mean? So, you have that taken from you, then it's, it's probably easier to be like, okay, like, let things happen, you know,
Right.
like things happen in life, you know what I mean? Like maybe that's your way of coping with it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there's a period of my life, man, where especially early in my career, dude, I didn't know what I was going to do. Like seriously, I don't know what I was going to do if I lost. Like I would, like the reason I took these fights so seriously was like, if I don't win this fight, I'm going to die. Like, so I had to make it like a life and death type scenario. Like I had to be in that place where like, I'm going to die if I don't win this.
Yeah.
Like my life's over, you know? And it was like, you know, because I couldn't think one day past the fight.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it was that serious for me, and I think that's why, like I said, I like I'm the only one from like that made it out from like where I'm from.
Yeah.
Because that's where my mental is. I just had to make it happen.
Your mindset is so rare, yet so common for like the top 1%ers of whatever they're doing. Like the greats of the great, like share that. And it does seem psychotic to like actual people. You know what I mean? You're like, wait, all you care about is winning? Like that's nuts. Like if it's either win or die for you mentally, like something is wrong with you. But the answer is like, yeah, something is wrong with me. And that's why I'm where I am. And that's why you are where you are. I remember hearing Gordon Ryan talking about being the best grappler in the world. And his attitude is just so much different. And he's had to isolate himself from everybody else in his life because it feels like nobody can relate. And sometimes you've understood the sacrifices you have to be making, right? Like maybe certain friends or certain things you want to be doing, but you can't. You're accepting those sacrifices because you have one ultimate goal, you know?
Yeah, and I kind of have to be like that, you know. And there's a lot of talk about like even mental health and stuff like that. People are like, oh, I talk about like balance and stuff like that. Like balance is for the weak. I fully believe that. I fully believe if I believed in balance, dude, and I believed in prioritizing my mental health, bro, I would not be this far in my career.
Yeah,
like I would not be as good as I am at what I do, or as far as I am, if I was just like, oh, it's all about balance. I'm going to prioritize my mental health. I'm going to go lay in the grass. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I think
kind of stuff.
Yeah, when you say prioritize mental health, I actually think you are by doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Succumbing to thinking that prioritizing my mental health is stopping or laying in the grass is actually the opposite of what you need. Your mental health needs schedule, structure, hard work, go, 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 where I think society tells us now, no, we need to sit back and really, you know, marinate in our own thoughts. And I don't believe a lot of guys necessarily need that. I don't think guys should like, you know, crush everything down and not talk about it.
Yeah, but no, I know. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, I believe like there's like you find things within the suffering.
Yeah,
for sure. That, you know, and I'm saying like, no, I don't believe we should like hold things in. I believe like, especially dudes' mental health. You know, we get dudes like killing themselves and stuff nowadays. You know, and like it's sad and it's awful and nobody's there for them.
Yeah, and
I believe in speaking out and like, getting better mentally. But I'm saying just as far as like craft and work, you know, like there's a give and a take with everything, right? Like I could like go like be a grass eater, like climb fucking trees and like you know, like fuck a cactus and like just be like part of the earth and then not do anything.
Yeah.
You know, like with my life and like, or I could like be like, okay, I'm gonna like just be the most like vicious and violent animal that I can in the ring and embrace my like just aggression and all this stuff and then suffer from like life and other things.
Yeah.
But I will be the best in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think
there's one of the two, man. You just give and take with everything and sacrifice, you know?
And not a lot of people get the opportunity you have to like really put everything into one and have such a siloed focus. You know, like that I think is the best thing for mental health is just having something super exciting to wake up for. Like you mentioned, you don't like sleep and it's probably because you're just so excited to get after the day. Whereas think about people that love sleeping 10, 12 hours. It's probably because they aren't excited for too many things. They don't like the people they're hanging out with. They don't like their job. They're tired all the time. It's because they're bored mentally. And that's where like the bored mind is like the devil's playground.
100%.
Now you're thinking about how you're really feeling and what's the point of everything and am I worth this? And you got some dangerous, scary thoughts.
Yeah, and the sleeping thing, bro, it's like pressure. Like I feel like the pressure that I put on myself. It's like that like I said, like that tick, like that inner voice in my head. Yeah. Like you're not doing enough. Why you sleeping? Like kind of stuff. You know, it's almost like a paranoia. It's like I have to like I don't know. It's like something that just doesn't stop, bro. Yeah. You guys, you know what I mean? Like I gotta get after it. You know, it's not even sometimes excitement. It's like this pressure of like time is running out.
Yeah,
you know,
people think
and
that
really,
forever,
but seriously, time is running out. You know what I mean? We're dying every second, dude.
Yeah,
a minute gone is a minute lost. It's like, dude, shoot, okay.
So again, the reason you are where you are is because of your mindset, and it's great to see. And I'm happy we got the chance to speak, and I got to know you a little bit more. Every guest we have on the podcast, I ask 2 questions to end it. In your entire life, doesn't have to be boxing related. What has been the lowest of your low, and then what has been the highest of your high?
Like just in general,
In general,
of just like life.
Mm-hmm.
Lowest of my low was shit. Probably leaving everything I knew to like chase something that could be possible, you know? Like that was a very lonely time. Probably a solid 2 years, and was in a relationship, you know, that didn't work out. And, you know, like it was just like it's a cluster of just a bunch of bad things that happened, you know? And like, truly I was like, I really did feel alone. I was low, you know, and yeah, the highest of high, fucking right now, dude, you know? Like everything that I'm doing right now is like I'm on the path to like do something great, and so this is the highest I've been, you know. That's and awesome. It's only gonna get higher from here. That's great. So like I'm right now as we speak, I'm the highest I've ever been. Yeah,
great answer, man.
Yeah,
well, good luck in November. Where can they find you, by the way?
Eric Preist on Instagram. Eric Preist on everything. Eric Preist, what's up?
All right, that's it. Cheers, everybody.
Appreciate it.